Hi guys, it's Lucy, and today I'm going to be talking about books that I read but haven't seen the movie for. First, to address something that's pretty obvious, if you've seen any one of my videos before, you can see that I'm in a new location. This is not my dorm room, and this is not my house. You're actually never going to see my dorm room again because I'm moving off campus next semester, but that's neither here nor there. But basically, I talked about this in my June TBR. I have moved for the summer. I am currently in California, in case you're wondering. Yeah, I'm from New York, so it was quite a trip, quite a trek, and I'm here for an internship that by the time you're seeing this, I will be in my second week of my internship, and so right now I'm at the end of my first week, and it's been going good. So as I said, I'm going to be talking about books for which there is a movie, and I've read the book, but for whatever reason, I haven't seen the movie yet. And basically, this is just a shame video for me because I have this habit of forcing myself to read books so that I can go see the movie, and then I never do. This is mostly because I never see movies in general, forget book to movie adaptations, but the fact that I've forced myself to read these books in order to watch the movie and then just never watch the movie, it's kind of ridiculous. So I'm going to tell you guys about these books. Some of them I didn't actually force myself to read the book to watch the movie. Some of them I read the book and then like the movie came out like years later, but like I really liked the book or something and I'm like, why haven't I watched it, you know? Basically, I'm just going to talk about the book and be like, this is why I haven't seen the movie. You'll see. The first book I have on this list is Paper Towns. I read Paper Towns a long time ago. I want to say like my sophomore year of high school, so that was like 4 to 5 years ago, way before the movie came out. And like the movie came out last summer, I think, right? But I really didn't like Paper Towns, so I really had no interest in seeing movies. So like technically this shouldn't be on this list, but I'm just going through like basically all the books that have movies. So I really didn't like the book, so I didn't really want to see the movie, and then I thought about seeing the movie anyway, and then I was like, but I really don't remember that much, so I'd have to reread the book, and I don't really want to do that, so I'm probably never gonna watch Paper Towns. The next book is The Book Thief by Marcus Zusak. I read this again a while ago. Can't remember what year. I want to say like freshman year of high school maybe. And so again, that was way before the movie came out. And then I found out the movie was coming out, so I was like, oh, I gotta reread the book and then watch the movie because I loved The Book Thief so much. And guess what? I did neither of those. So right now, I do want to reread the book before I see the movie. So I just have to find time for that, I guess. Pride and Prejudice by Jane Austen. I, again, didn't actually read this to watch the movie, but Pride and Prejudice is my favorite classic, so I want to see the movie. I just haven't done it yet, and I really need to. But again, I want to reread it before I see the movie, so whenever I reread it, I guess I'll watch the movie, or at least I'll have less of an excuse not to watch the movie. So yeah, there are probably multiple movies of Pride and Prejudice, right? I haven't really done any research on it. The rest of the books that I'm going to talk about are actually books that I forced myself to read, and then never saw the movie. The Scorch Trials by James Dashner. So I read The Maze Runner around the time the Maze Runner movie came out. And again, I read that because of the movie, and then I ended up not seeing it, but I did end up watching it online in like January during my winter break. So even though it wasn't in a super timely fashion, like it still happened. So I kind of decided for each movie I was just going to read the book. Like I was just going to wait a year between each book, which in hindsight doesn't really make that much sense, but you know, you read the book and then see the movie so that the book is fresh in your mind. And I really don't think I'm going to want to reread these books, so it seemed like the best way. But I read The Scorch Trials in September, around then, whenever the movie was coming out, and the movie came out. I never saw the movie. They're filming the Kill Order right now. I still haven't seen The Scorch Trials, and there's no reason. Like I could definitely go online and watch it anytime. My bae, Dylan O'Brien, is in it, and I love him, so that's even more reason. Like, why haven't I watched it yet? I don't know. Me and Earl and the Dying Girl by Jesse Andrews. Again, I read this around the time the movie was coming out, I think, and then I just never saw the movie. And there's really no explanation. I just need to watch the movie. Maybe I'll do it this summer. The Martian by Andy Weir. Again, I read the book, I loved the book, and I read it solely so that I could go see the movie. I've heard the movie's really good, actually almost as good as the book, and I really loved the book. Ender's Game by Orson Scott Card. This I read so that I could see the movie, actually. This book is super old, so it doesn't make sense that I read it to see the movie, but the movie came out relatively recently, I want to say, some point while I was in high school, and Yeah, and it's a sci-fi classic, so I was like, I'm gonna read it and then see the movie, and I read it, really liked it, and I never saw the movie, even though I heard that the movie is really not good at all, but you know, I read the book, so I want to see the movie. It makes sense, right? If I Stay by Gail Forman, this was the first book that started this whole reading the book so that I could see the movie, and then I read it whenever the movie was coming out, and then I never went to see the movie. And the last book that I've read but still haven't seen the movie of is The Giver by Lois Lowry. And since reading The Giver, I've actually finished the whole Giver quartet, and it was a really good quartet. I actually really enjoyed it. A lot of people do not like the rest of the series, but I did enjoy it. Maybe it's because I haven't read The Giver in such a long time, because I read The Giver. I actually didn't read The Giver in order to see the movie. I read The Giver a while ago because, you know, quintessential dystopian, so I read it and I really liked it. Then I heard the movie was coming out and I was really excited, and I was like, oh, I'll reread it. It's like not that long of a book. I'm gonna reread it, and then I never did, and then I never saw the movie. So basically those are all the books that I have read and there are movies of, but I haven't seen the movies yet. So yeah, this is basically, as I said, a way to shame myself, basically. Like, I'll have this video forever and ever, and then like hopefully next year, like I'll look at this video and I'll have watched all of the movies on this list. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up. If you have any opinions about any of the books or movies that I mentioned in this video, please be sure to leave a comment down below. And if you like seeing me talk about books, please be sure to subscribe to my channel because I make more videos where I talk about books. Again, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in my next video. Bye!